Hello, dear students. Welcome back. Now we are on chapter 3, and this is the lesson in chapter 3, properties of operations on the set of integers. So, this is Mom Rachel, and keep learning on my videos. Here are the properties of operations. First, we have the closure property. So it states that two integers that are added and multiplied remain as integers. The set of integers is closed under addition and multiplication. Okay, so there are two operations under this property, the addition and multiplication. So the closure property of addition for real numbers states that if A and B are real numbers, then A plus B is a unique real number. Example, adding two real integers produces another real number. So if we have 22 and plus 50, so the answer is 72. And 72 is a real number. It is a unique real number. So thus, it satisfies the closure property of addition. Okay, next, the closure property of multiplication for real numbers states that if A and B are real numbers, then A times B is a unique real number. Example, multiplying two real number produces another real number. If we multiply 26 and 16, it will produce 312, and 312 is a real number. Thus, it satisfies the closure property of multiplication. So the next property is commutative property. It states that changing the order of two numbers that are either being added or multiplied does not change the value. In commutative property, it is applicable for addition and multiplication. So if the two numbers no, are changed in order, no, so, for example, if we have a plus b in addition, this is equal to b plus a. And for multiplication, if we have a times b, this is also equal to b times a. Examples, number 1. If we have 2 plus 3, then it is equal to 3 plus 2. No, since 2 plus 3 is 5, also 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. So, number 1 proves that it is commutative property. It satisfies a commutative property. And number 2, negative 16 plus negative 5 is equal to negative 5 plus negative 16. Since negative 16 plus 5 is equal to negative 21, then it is equal to negative 5 plus 16, which negative 16, which is also equal to negative 21. Okay, number 4. 2 times 3 is equal to 3 times 2. Now, since 2 times 3 is 6, also 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, number 5. Negative 4 times negative 5 is equal, negative 15 is equal to negative 15 times negative 4. So, since negative 4 times negative 15 is equal to, this is equal to negative this is equal to 60, no? So, negative 4 times negative 15 is equal to 60, which is also equal to negative 15 times 4 is equal to 60. So, we will bear in mind that commutative property is not applicable for subtraction and division. This is only for addition and multiplication. Okay. Next property, the associative property. So it states that changing the grouping of numbers that are either being added or multiplied does not change its value. So again, this is applicable for, or the associative property is applicable for addition and multiplication. We will just change the grouping of the numbers. So if if we have the quantity of A plus B plus C, no, this is also equal to the quantity of, oh sorry, A plus the quantity of B plus C. So though the grouping was changed, but the value is still the same, no? So in multiplication, if we have the quantity of A times B is times C is equal also to A times the quantity of B times C. Okay, let's take this example. Number 1, we have 4 times the quantity of 4 times 3 times 5 is equal to the quantity of 4 times is equal to 4 times the quantity 3 times 5. So by checking, no, 4 times 3, this is equal to 12. Then copy 5. Then we have 4 times the quantity of 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So we have 4 times 15. 12 times 5 is 60 and 4 times 15 is 60. So thus it satisfies the associative property. Okay, next example. The quantity of 2 times 10 is times 4 is equal to 2 times the quantity of 10 times 4. Okay, so here we group this one and the next we group this one. Okay, by checking, 2 times 20 is equal to 20, then copy 4 is equal to 2 times 10 times 4 is 40. 2 times 4 is equal to 80 and 2 times 40 is equal to 80. And thus, it also satisfies the associative property. Okay, we will note that subtraction and division are not associative. Okay, again, this is always applicable in addition and multiplication. Okay, so next property is distributive property. When two numbers have been added or subtracted and then multiplied by a factor, so the result will be the same when each number is multiplied by the factor and the products are then added or subtracted. So, for example, here in this form, 8 times the quantity B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. Okay, if we have number and it is multiplied by a factor. So using the distributive property, we will just distribute A. So A times B, which is AB, and A times C, which is AC, and just copy the operation, which is addition. So that is equal. And for the next case, no, A times the quantity B minus C. So the only difference for the case 1 and case 2 is in case 1 we use addition and case 2 we use subtraction. Then we will distribute A. So A times B, this is AB. Then copy the operation which is subtraction and A times C, which is also AC. And that is equal. Okay, example number 1. If we have 2 times the quantity 3 plus 4, this is equal to, no, we will distribute 2. Okay, 2 times 3, this is 2 times 3, and 2 times 4, no, plus 2 times 4. Okay, by checking, so we have 2 times 3 is 2 times the quantity 3 plus 4 is equal to 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4. So since naaman ni sa quantity, we will first operate this one. So we have 3 plus 4 is 7. Then we have here 2 times 7 is equal to 3 plus 2, which is equal to 6. And 2 times 4 is equal to 8. So 2 times 7 is 14 and 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. Thus, it satisfies the distributive property. Okay, next example. We have 2 times 8 minus 3 is equal to 5 times 8 minus 5 times 3. Okay, why is it that they are equal? Now we will check. no? So since takabutang man is sa parenthesis, so we will first operate this one. 8 minus 3 is 5. So we have 5 times 5. This is equal to 5 times 8 is 40 minus 5 times 3 is 15. 40 minus 15 is 25. So thus it satisfies the distributive property. Okay, next property is the identity. There are two, no, under identity property. First is we have the additive identity. It states that the sum of any number and 0 is the given number. 0 is the additive identity. So here, 0 is the additive identity. And if we're going to find the sum of any number plus 0, the answer is always the number. So a plus 0 is equal to a. Example, 4 plus 0 is always 4, no? Now next, negative 10 plus 0 is equal to negative 10, and 99 plus 0 is equal to 99. Next, the multiplicative identity. It states that the product of any number and 1 is the given number. So we have a times 1 is equal to a. So 1 here, so our 1 is called the multiplicative identity. So any number multiplied by 1 is equal to itself. Okay, example, 12 times 1, it is 12. Negative 32 times 1, negative 32, and 99 times 1 is equal to 99. Okay, number 5, the inverse property. So again, there are two kinds of inverse property. First, the additive inverse. It states that the sum of any number and its additive inverse is 0. So the additive inverse of a positive is the negative of that number. Okay, if we have a positive number, its additive inverse is the negative. So the result must be 0. So we have here a plus negative a is equal to 0. And the additive inverse of a negative number is the positive number. So that is, if we have negative a, so its additive inverse is positive a. Negative a plus positive a is still equal to 0. Example, 9 plus its inverse, which is negative 9, is equal to 0. Next, negative 58 plus its inverse, which is positive 58, is 0. And last, number 3, 99 plus its inverse, which is negative 99, which is also equal to 0. Okay, next, multiplicative inverse property. Okay, it states that the product of any number and its multiplicative inverse or reciprocal is 1. Okay, so the multiplicative inverse of a number a is 1 over a. So the reciprocal of a is 1 over a. So 1 over a here is the multiplicative inverse. Let's have this example. Number 1. 6 times its multiplicative inverse, which is 1 over 6, is equal to 1. Why? Because if we're going to multiply this one, 6 times 1, which is 6 over 6, 6 over 6 is 1. Okay, number 2, negative 22 times negative 1 over 22. So negative 22 times negative 1 is equal to positive 22. And this will become positive 22 divided by 22, which is 1. Okay, for number 3, 4 over 7 times its reciprocal, which is 7 over 4. So we will multiply. 4 times 7 is 28, and 7 times 4 is 28. 28 over 28 is 1. And last, we will multiply 5 over 8 to its reciprocal, which is 8 over 5. Okay, so 5 times 8 is 40, and 8 times 5 is 40. 40 over 40 is 1. Okay. So now we will have these exercises, no? You will identify the property used in each of the statements below. Okay, there are 6 statements. Number 1, negative 7 plus 0 is equal to negative 7. So what is this property? Okay, so number 1 is additive identity. Okay, next, number 2. 6 times the quantity 3 minus 5 is equal to 6 times 3 minus 6 times 5. What is this property? Okay, so this is distributive property. Okay, for number 3, we have negative 8 plus 7 plus negative 7 is equal to negative 7 plus negative 8. So this is commutative property. Okay, next. Negative 13 times 1, which is equal to negative 13. So this property is a multiplicative identity. Okay, number 4. Negative 4 times negative 1/4 is equal to 1. So what is its property? Now we find the reciprocal of negative 4. So this is multiplicative inverse. Okay, number 6. 2 times the quantity 4 times 7 is equal to the quantity 2 times 4 times 7. So this is, okay, associative property. Okay, that's all for chapter 3. This is only composed of one lesson. So students, keep learning and see you next time on my next videos. Okay, this is Mom Rachel. Have a good day and mabuhay!